Hey Camp Nerd fans, this is Ian here at Camp Nerd in the tent with the next tutorial, this is tutorial number 4, and what we're going to be doing in this tutorial is I'm going to show you how to make a borderless form minimize and maximize. In the last tutorial we went over on how to make a borderless form move, so now I'm going to show you how to make it minimize and maximize, so that way you can have a totally borderless form. And there's several different ways that you can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear off the screen, and I'm just going to make everything visible to where you can see everything. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to use the same program that we used in the last tutorial, so I'm just going to bring it up right here, and as you can see we have it. Now there's several different things that you can do to make a borderless form minimize, maximize, and as well as exit is what we went over in the last one. You can actually put your red X, and it's going to be the same thing. You're going to go to your toolbox and you're going to pull, you can either do a button, you can do a label, you can do whatever you want to get it to actually come up to where you can exit and minimize and things like that. Now, we did a button on the last time. What we're going to do is we're going to do a label on this one, so that way you can kind of see how the label will work as well. So we're just going to line that up right there. We're going to come over to its properties, and we're going to change the context, the control color, which is the text of the label, and we're going to change it to red, so that way it matches everything. Now right here where it says text, all we're going to do is we're going to put an underscore, and then you can kind of see right there that you might want to resize it a little bit, so we're just going to bump it up to a 10 of whatever's default on there already, and it really doesn't change it that much. So we're going to place that let's say right there, and now we're going to double click on this label. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to put if, and if you notice our if statements that we used, we're going to put in window state is equal to form window state dot, and then here you're going to see where it says maximized, minimized, normal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to normal. If the form state is normal, which is what you would see, then we're going to do our curly brackets and come down, and we're going to put the window state dot, well, no, it's window state equals form window state dot and then minimized. And then we're going to close that off, and what you see right here, so what we're going to do is we're going to run it, and we're going to see what it does. And which is, I'll show you for the ones that are just coming in on this one, if you wanted to catch the other tutorial, it's tutorial number 3, how to make a borderless form movable. Yeah, I go through there and I show you how to make the borderless form move, which is, as you can see, it moves, and then if I press the exit button, it exits out of the application. Then when I press this button, you see it minimizes down, and then it comes back up. Minimizes down, comes back up. And you want to do everything based off of a normal. Now, if I click this button right here, you see that it exits and it brings the Solution Explorer back up. Okay, now since we're in the form 1, let's go back over to the designer mode, and what we're going to do, and that's actually using a label. You can do this also with a label, and it'll be the exact same thing. And so you can kind of go back and forth between labels. If you want to have like a different look with it, you can go different ways. Now also, we're going to go over here to the toolbox. We're going to get another label. And then same thing, we're just going to come over here to the properties. We're going to change it to a 10. I don't think it done anything the last time, but still, we're just going to do it to keep everything flowing. Then we're going to change the forecolor, which is text color, to red. And then up at the text, what we're going to do is, now this, if you wanted to add a button, you can add a button to it to put like the picture and everything. But what we're going to do is we're going to do something simple. we're going to put in the label, we're going to put maximize, or you can do like a plus. We'll do a plus. Alright, so we're going to take that and we're going to put that there. We're going to bring that plus up a little bit. Let's, what does it do when we put it on 18? Oh, that's a big. Alright, so let's go over to this one and we're going to change that to an 18 too. So now we're all about the same size. Alright, now let's bring that up a little bit more to right there. Alright, so with this plus, we're going to double click on it like we did on the last one. You can name the labels if you want to so you can keep up with what they are. But it's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to use our if statement. If window state is equal to form window state dot normal, and then we're going to come down and we're going to put our curly brackets, and then we're going to put window state equals form window state, and then we're going to put dot, and then we're going to put maximize. So that way, and then we're going to close that off like that right there. Alright, now let's run it. Now there's going to be a couple of things that's going to be off on here, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. Now we know that when we click the minimize button, it minimizes and we bring it back up. When we press the exit, then it'll exit. Now when we press maximize, you'll see that it maximized, but you notice that the buttons go right here in the middle. What we're going to do is we're going to fix that. Now, you want to be able to have it to where you can click on it and it goes back to the normal state. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the form view, and what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight all three of those like this right here. We're going to go over to the properties for all of them, and on the anchor, we're going to anchor it to the right and the top. So what that does is that anchors everything over to this side. So whenever we come and we run this, then you'll see that, let me minimize the solution, we maximize it and everything goes over here into the corner. Alright, now we want to where we can minimize from full screen and minimize back to normal when it's from here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to the Form 1 CS, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to where the minimized is at, and we're going to do what's called an else statement, and then we're going to put window state is equal to form window state dot maximized. Then we're going to come down, and I missed alright, let's back up for a second. Alright, that's supposed to be normal. My bad. Normal. Ah, no. When you start pressing buttons, be careful because things will get gnarly. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're just going to crap. It's not wanting to go the way I want it to. Alright, let's back this up. Alright, so let's back this whole puppy back up. All the way. Alright. If else. Crap, no. Else if. Ugh, I'm going delusional. Else if window state is equal to form window state dot maximized. Alright, now we're going to come down. Now we're back on the right track. Okay, programming's fun, ain't it? Okay, now whereas else if is the window state equals form window state dot maximize. What that means is the screen is completely maximized. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in your window state equals form window state. All right. Form window state dot, and then you're going to go to normal, and then you're just going to close that off. Now you're going to do the same thing down on this one, and remember we're going to put else if, and then open and close parentheses. Then you're going to put the window state is equal to your form window state dot, and then you can also do your maximized, and then you're going to come down to here, and then you're going to put in your window state is equal to form window state dot normal, and close that off. Alright, so you've got this one, which is you've got your normal to minimized and your maximized to normal, then you got your normal to maximized, and then you got your maximized to normal. Now let's see what we got right there. Now what I'm going to do is let's take that. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize, and it comes up. Alright, then we're going to maximize, and then we're going to click maximize again. It comes back to normal. Alright, so you see it minimizes and maximizes, maximizes and normalizes, and then minimizes, and then you can exit. Alright, we went through the whole tutorial, even though I had a small little hiccup and my computer didn't want to do what I wanted it to do in the coding, but we figured it out. It's all part of computer coding. I don't want to sugarcoat that. I could easily cut and edit that out, but if I make it seem like it just goes through so smoothly and there's no way that you can possibly mess it up, what you was seeing there was an actual, just a typo, because I left the if off. I just put else, and then when I put if else, it puts your different variations in there, so it's else if on each one of them. So that gives us a borderless form that we can minimize, maximize, and exit. And if you want to learn how to make a movable form, then you can just sit there and you can go into the last video, the tutorial, which was tutorial number 3, and you can be able to see everything that we did from there. So remember that this is just a tutorial on how to minimize, maximize your borderless form. In the last one we went exit and movable borderless form. So if you want to catch that, be sure to catch tutorial number 2. Remember, this is Ian with Camp Nerd here in the tent, and as always, help support my channel. Like, subscribe, and share it. Share it to everybody, whether they're new coding programmers, whether they are your friends, family, whatever. It means a lot to me when you share, subscribe, and help me get this out so that way we can teach others about computer coding. Remember that this is Ian Massey here at Camp Nerd in the tent. Always remember that you have to keep everything nerdy in the camp. So long, guys. I'll see you on the next tutorial.
Camp Nerd.